Okay, joined by Niamh Collins from the Dublin Ladies football team. Niamh, you've been back with the panel over the last maybe month or so training. How's that gone over the past few months? I'm sure it's something you're really looking forward to getting back in with the panel over the past few months, obviously, heading into the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been great. We're back with a bang since September 14th. It's a 6-week lead into championship, so we've really had to come back with all guns blazing. But no, I've really enjoyed it. Like for me, it's been a massive, mental release at the end of every couple of days. Working from home, living at home, it's a nice reason to get out of the house. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I'm sure you missed the girls over the past few months as well, even from the social point of view and from the crack point of view, even aside from the football point of view.
Yeah, definitely. Look, like these are people that I probably see the most, like even apart from my family. So yeah, to be able to kind of have that consistent contact with people again has been really, really important. And it's really important for me as well, for my mental health as well.
It's straight into championship, and how are preparations going for that? Because obviously 31st of October is your game against Donegal.
Yeah, it's a lot to prepare for because obviously we have to account for, not only are we on a 6-week lead into championship, but it's going to be a very different championship to what we'd usually have expected. It's going to be wet, it's going to be windy, and it's going to be a different kind of tactical game, I think, really as a result. So the preparations have been tough.
Have you been focusing on that? Because like I say, it's going to be a very different championship in so many different ways. I mean, no supporters in the ground, for example. You mentioned the conditions already, and we all know about the restrictions that are in place as well. Have you been preparing for that over the past few weeks and focusing on that maybe over the past few weeks heading into the games?
I suppose in a way, when you look at things like the conditions in the pitch, like there are things you can't control, and that would be one thing we'd always be very strict on. You control what you can control. So I suppose it's been practicing on, how are we going to get the best out of ourselves despite these conditions. So how can we play our game in whatever way, the pitch or the weather is going to throw at us. In terms of the supporters, look, that's just for the best. I think everyone is totally happy to play behind closed doors. Public health is, the number one priority, and hopefully in a year we can be back with 60,000 people in the stadiums.
You're obviously a very mentally strong group, though. You're strong from a talent point of view, but also mentally strong, and that will maybe come into effect in those circumstances when maybe there aren't supporters in the ground to cheer you on, or like I say, the conditions as well. You kind of can ignore those if you're mentally strong. Yeah,
I think so, and look, I think that that's where the strength of a team comes into it. You bring each other on, and I think that's why for me I've really enjoyed being back, because you've people to bolster you and lift you up and help you through it. So it's a team sport and a team effort.
As well as being mentally strong, you're, like I said, there's plenty of talent in the panel, and you showed that last year. A lot of younger girls were coming through last year and helped you win the All-Ireland. That'll be a huge thing again this year, especially considering there'll be a lot of games quite close together.
Yeah, I think it's been very evident that like the winning of the last 3 All-Irelands for us, 17, 18 and 19, haven't been the 15 people that started on the pitch. It's been the 30 people that were on the panel, and who we were able to bring in and how we were able to close out games. And it's never going to be more important than this year. You're looking into a 12-week season where people might have to isolate, and we might not have the full 30 people for every game, so you really need depth in a panel.
And finally, it is Donegal and Waterford in the group stages, so two difficult games to play if you want to progress obviously in the championship. What sort of challenge can you expect from both of those teams?
Yeah, they're both going to be incredibly strong, and I think this is an incredibly dangerous year in terms of there's very little room for error. I think Donegal are going to be coming out of the traps very quick on the 31st of October, so it's something we have to prepare for.